Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. Showu wings unfolded behind Luo Feng. As he stepped along the rolling blood river and saw this scene, he originally planned to execute the Lai Yuan technique, but upon seeing Morosa's gaping maw, Luo Feng stopped as well. Without the Lai Yuan technique, I'm indeed much weaker than Morosa, Luo Feng acknowledged upon witnessing this scene. I have a perfect divine body, and so does he. But in terms of realm, he is much higher than I am. Just this one swallow. It seems simple, but in reality, it approaches the primal chaos realm. With a surprise attack, even that assassin couldn't escape. Luo Feng was very clear about the strength of the assassin. Under the suppression of controlling primal chaos, even with both hands and the wings employing blade technique, he couldn't touch the assassin. Yet, with just an open mouth and a swallow, Morosa caught the assassin who couldn't dodge. And Morosa's perfect divine body is even more resilient. The assassin's sword could pierce my godly body, but when it reached Morosa's mouth was undamaged. From just this one swallow, Luo Feng saw a lot. Morosa, who possessed the great Tao of Destruction origin, would grow stronger with each swallow, his comprehension of the great Tao of Destruction origin deepening until the moment he fully mastered it. Even with talent like Luo Feng's, he felt the gap between them. Morosa is a perfect life form by nature, while I've cultivated myself into one. As a sector beast, he naturally possesses destruction of the origin, his life essence equivalent to the primordial cosmos. I am somewhat weaker. I need to cultivate and comprehend step by step. Of course, I am his master. Luo Feng revealed a smile. Morosa took only 2 steps to reach Luo Feng's side. Seeing his master smile, he felt somewhat anxious and quickly said, "Master, I didn't go against your orders. The moves I used were all normal ones." "I'm not blaming you," Luo Feng said with a smile. When he first arrived at the land of origin, Luo Feng strictly ordered that even if it meant death, Morosa must not reveal his sector beast identity. If exposed, it would attract the attention of the truly terrifying beings of the land of origin, and that would be the end. The power Morosa wielded was normal divine power, and the moves he exhibited were also typical. Naturally, Luo Feng would not blame him. "Is the assassin dead?" Luo Feng asked. "Once I swallowed him into my body, he was dead," Morosa nodded. With an equally perfect divine body, Morosa utilized it more perfectly, unleashing a more terrifying strength. He carried a karmic messenger order. Did he have time to transmit my strength before he died? Morosa suddenly worried. Did he say you're also a powerful eternal true god? Luo Feng shook his head. "Don't worry. Even if it's revealed, it's no big deal. Super strong eternal true gods are not rare. Every large city can find a few, and their number across the whole land of origin is even larger. Even if the outside world learns that both master and servant are powerful eternal true gods, it's just a trivial matter. I acted very quickly, and at that time, all he wanted was to survive, struggling with all his might. He died the instant I swallowed him, so he probably didn't have time to transmit a message," Morosa said. "These are all his remaining possessions, including the cosmic sand." With a wave of his hand, Morosa made a pile of items appear beside him, including the sword of the world's core from before. This time, unable to withstand the impulse to act, Morosa worried his master would blame him, so he didn't dare to keep any of the spoils of war to himself. "If you need anything while following me, just tell me." Luo Feng didn't refuse and accepted all the treasures. After all, Morosa would naturally grow stronger, so being poor wasn't an issue. Luo Feng himself was the one most in need of resources. Only if he became strong enough, could he protect this sector beast in the land of origin someday. "Then I'll go into seclusion first, to assimilate this," Morosa said. Luo Feng beckoned, collecting Morosa into the Star Tower. Inside one floor of the Star Tower's space. Looking at the corpses of the 2 eternal true gods, Commander Chen Yuchong and Mei Wuqi, lying before him, Morosa couldn't help but smile. The master also cares a lot about me, purposely preserving the bodies of these eternal true gods. If Luo Feng hadn't deliberately preserved them, their bodies would have long since turned to ash. Sir the Novelire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Luo Feng still maintained his small cosmic domain, enveloping the entire cave mansion. He glanced at the damaged mansion, and the scene within the small cosmic domain shifted, rocks and soil consolidating to begin repairing the mansion. Qingyang, you can come out now, Luo Feng called out. As a true god, Qingyang had been hiding in a small building, terrified. Barely touched by that skirmish, he would have been no more. Therefore, when Luo Feng employed the small cosmic domain, he also deliberately protected Moyu Qingyang. Of course, Moyu Qingyang did not witness the ensuing confrontation. Under the cover of the small cosmic domain, if Luo Feng didn't want him to see, he wouldn't be able to. Master, Moyu Qingyang ventured out of the small building and looked around before asking, Master, where is Lord Luo Sa? During this time, the master hadn't instructed him. But Lord Luo Sa often gave him guidance, and Moyu Qingyang was very grateful to Morosa. Now, not seeing Morosa, Moyu Qingyang worried. Had Lord Luo Sa been affected and died? Rest assured, he's in seclusion, Luo Feng said, the battle is over, don't think too much, and go on with your cultivation. After speaking, Luo Feng flew toward the pavilion atop the high mountain. Yes, master, Moyu Qingyang respectfully complied. He was indeed unsettled by the harrowing experiences of late. Flame Wind Pavilion. The grey misty figure and the master of the Flame Wind Pavilion sat opposite each other, both guessing that with Luo Feng coming out of seclusion, the long-awaited Yin Kang would 9 times out of 10 make a move. There's a result. The figure in the grey mist looked at the message before him. Yin Kang actually died. He was famously known for his strong survival skills. Not only did the assassination attempt on Lord Luo he fail, but he also lost his life. Uncle, are you sure Yin Kang is dead? The master of the Flame Wind Pavilion was somewhat surprised. Even with his unlimited godly body, he dared not claim he could completely kill Yin Kang. Defeating was easy, killing was hard. His karma has completely dissipated. Through the karmic messenger order, we could lock onto his position. When he died, he was in the cave mansion where Lord Luo he was. The figure in the grey mist said. This was also the reason why Luo Feng had always avoided using the karmic messenger order. Some powerful forces were able to use the karmic messenger order to lock onto positions. Without using the karmic messenger order, those major forces, even if they deduced some vague karmic ties of Luo Feng, could only determine whether the karma existed or not, but would find it difficult to lock onto his position. The karma has dissipated, and it's within Lord Luo his cave mansion. The master of the Flame Wind Pavilion nodded. This Lord Luo he is unfathomable. Even he, a sign of Emperor Chu's lineage from the Flame Wind ancient country, possessing unlimited godly bodies and profoundly deep accumulations at the eternal true god tier, and cultivating the very top inheritances of the land of origin, felt wary of Luo Feng. This Lord Luo he is either of very high realm, or has an extremely formidable killer move. The figure in the grey mist also speculated. Luo Feng sat in a pavilion atop a high mountain, drinking alone. As he drank, he reflected on this exchange. The strength of the assassin, the strength of Morosa, it all proves one point, my weakness in the realm aspect. Luo Feng pondered. Godly body, will, and realm, these 3 aspects. His godly body was a perfect divine body, undeniably strong, which was his absolute advantage. That was why he was willing to use a lot of resources for body refinement, further increasing this advantage. Will, at the pinnacle of primal chaos dominator level. Luo Feng had never slacked off in that regard. He spent most of his time cultivating the heart-honing secret method within the Lai Yuan technique. As for the realm, it was relatively weak. The realm was the most important of the 3 aspects. To step into the primal chaos lord realm, to reach the godly king tier, one must attain a sufficiently high level in the realm. Once the recent trivial matters are resolved, I need to calm down and focus on comprehending the primal chaos laws, thought Luo Feng, but those 5 great families probably won't let things go easily. Having just experienced a great battle, Luo Feng was on high alert. He sensed a presence arriving outside of his cave mansion, and upon close inspection, he saw Moly Mang retracting the flying boat, landing in front of the mansion's gate. "Brother Luo, I'm right outside the main entrance of your cave mansion," communicated Moly Mang politely. The main gate opened, and the formation revealed a passage. Moly Mang flew in and immediately noticed some geographical changes within the entire cave mansion. Some old buildings were gone, and a few new constructions had appeared. Whoosh! Moly Mang flew to the top of the high mountain, and saw Luo Feng sitting there drinking. "Brother Luo, Moly Mang said with a smile. "I just went through a big battle and did some repairs on this cave mansion." Luo Feng sat on top of the mountain with a puzzled look towards Moly Mang. "I just offended the 5 great families at the Dream Flower Tower, and upon returning to my mansion, I immediately faced an assassination." "Was the assassin sent by your 5 great families?" Why the assassin came, and who the assassin was, Luo Feng still didn't know. "No, it wasn't our 5 great families," Moly Mang replied anxiously. The city owner's mansion monitored that there was an ultra-strong energy fluctuation at Brother Luo's mansion. The intensity of the fluctuation was even stronger than when you killed the blood python leader. The 5 great families were also worried about misunderstandings, so they asked me to come explain. "Explain." Luo Feng continued drinking, letting Moly Mang stand there. "Then explain to me, how did the assassin come so quickly and with such prowess? If not sent by you, then who sent him? We of the 5 great families are very clear about your strength, Brother Luo. Within a short time, no one in Huyang City could have been hired to dare confront you," explained Moly Mang. Luo Feng listened. "In my opinion, it could be one of your past enemies or maybe a message sent by the blood python leader before his death that attracted some strong outsider," Moly Mang suggested. "In any case, it's unlikely anyone from Huyang City would make a move." Luo Feng looked at him. "Is that all you've come to explain?" Moly Mang chuckled. "I trust Brother Luo, he has his own judgment. If there's nothing else, you may leave," Luo Feng urged, without a hint of politeness. The act of the 5 great families allowing Mei Wuqi to massacre billions of civilians had made Luo Feng quite displeased with them. "Brother Luo, my Moly clan has no intention of being your enemy," Moly Mang shook his head. "My father, Moly Xiao, has long issued an order forbidding conflict with you, Brother Luo. Luo Feng listened. "But the other families are used to being high and mighty." Moly Mang shook his head. "You directly publicly killed one of their members, and they simply cannot tolerate it. I do have a method. Brother Luo, if you would condescend to become the vice commander of the Huyang Legion. In this way, you'd become one of the high-ranking members of Huyang City, as well as part of our 5 great families. You can get out now." Luo Feng's voice was cold. Moly Mang was taken aback, could only stand up to bow. "Brother Luo, he should understand, some of the 5 great families purely seek pleasure, some are here to get things done. Our Moly clan is one that works hard. We don't wish to be your enemy, but if you do not budge, I can tell you they will not let things rest. I know their temperament very well." Luo Feng smiled faintly, a coldness in his smile. Seeing that smile, Moly Mang felt a sudden chill, as if he glimpsed a river of blood. "I will try my best to mediate the matter, and should there be any special circumstances, I will also communicate and notify Brother Luo, Moly Mang said before turning to leave by himself. At this moment, within the city owner's mansion, 5 divine power incarnations sat in a great hall, the leaders of the 5 great families. Moly Mang has already left Luo his cave mansion. Commander Moly Xiao sat there, his purple horn-shaped crown like a king's crown, his face somewhat aged, and his eyes calm. Luo he has just been the target of an assassination. He suspects that it was an assassin sent by us and has rejected the position of deputy commander of the Huyang Legion. We sent Moly Mang over to explain, already conceding face to Luo the lord of Huyang City frowned slightly. Offering him the position of vice commander of the Huyang Legion is the highest rank we can offer. Higher positions such as the city lord and commander are directly appointed by the royal capital. The rank they offered was equivalent to the third highest within Huyang City and higher. The 5 great families had no right to appoint such positions privately. It was their utmost sincerity. We gave him a chance to calm down, and he rejected it. A figure with white hair shook his head gently. We took the initiative to compromise, and yet he still refused. A figure cloaked in blood-colored scales said with a cold gaze, "Our 5 great families consist of 2 royal families and 3 primal chaos families. We suppressed the dissent within our families and took a step back first, but he was unwilling to accept our kindness. As the leader of the Wu clan branch that had come to Huyang, Brother Wu naturally bore arrogance. They were willing to step back only because Luo Feng was powerfully strong. All the leaders of the 5 great families knew that no matter how significant the background, respect for the opponent's strength was a must. We backed down, but this Luo he refuses to, said the leader of the Mei Wu clan, his body adorned with leaves and branches, emanating a rich aura of life. He leisurely said, "We can recognize the big picture, but many eternal true gods among our 5 great families cannot swallow this affront." Everyone present understood this point. As the leaders of the family branches in Huyang City, they were quite competent. However, the many family members under them were quite ordinary. Years of indulgence had accustomed these family members to lofty statuses, and they found it even harder to tolerate the defiance of Lord Luo He. The leaders of the 5 great families also had to consider the emotions within their families. We gave him an opportunity, and he didn't want it. "Then let's spend some price and get rid of him," the figure in blood-colored scales spoke indifferently. "Even if we can't kill him, we must make him stay hidden forever, just like Shuiyun, never daring to show his face." Shuiyun, the leader of the Shi Kingdom's forces, had been hiding all along. If he were to expose himself, he would immediately be attacked by the 5 great families. Inside Huyang City, the 5 great families had the advantage of the terrain, and Shuiyun could only stay hidden. "Brother Wu, I've said it before, hire an outsider strong enough to eliminate him," the leader of the Mei Wu family also said with a smile. "The lands of the Yu Kingdom are vast and brimming with strong individuals. Certainly some are stronger than Shuiyun, stronger than River God Luo He." "I do not agree with this matter," Commander Moly Xiao stated coldly. "Moly, you can endure this," the figure in the blood-colored scales scoffed. "You may endure it, but my Wu clan cannot." The Wu clan, being of a godly king lineage, naturally had extraordinary pride. Shuiyun is the leader of the Shi Kingdom's forces, our sworn enemy. But Luo He is merely a leisurely eternal true god. There really is no need to drive him into opposing us, Commander Moly Xiao calmly stated. "Even if we do invite an outsider strong enough, you all know very well that it's easy to defeat him, but hard to kill. If Luo He survives the assassination attempt, he will only harbor deeper hatred towards us. Having a formidable enemy in the shadows all the time is not something favorable. We don't care about the Shi Kingdom. Are we afraid of a Luo He?" The figure in the blood-colored scales snorted coldly. "Lord Tsuming, what do you think?" We stepped back. He disregarded it. "For the sake of stability within the 5 great families, I think it's time to take action," said the Lord of Huyang City. Commander Moly Xiao shook his head slightly. The white-haired figure also said, "I think we should think it over. We too have decided, so this matter can be settled," the figure in blood-colored scales stated. "If the city lord and Brother Wu agree, then I agree too," the leader of the Mei Wu family said with a smile. "There is no need to argue over this matter anymore." The lord of Huyang City was from the royal family's Tsuming clan. The figure in blood-colored scales, Wu Kulu, was the leader of another royal family, the Wu clan. The stature of these 2 royal families' branches in Huyang City was slightly higher than that of the 3 great primal chaos families, less tolerant of provocations. "Then I'll begin preparing for this matter," the leader of the Mei Wu family said, as he also purchased all the information on Lord Luo He from the Flame Wind Pavilion. Since they were going to make a move, naturally, they needed to thoroughly understand the opponent's background. Information, with time, changes. Therefore, they had to buy the most recent information. "In the future when there's trouble, they'll only hide behind," Commander Moly Xiao said resignedly. With the 2 royal families making this decision, and the Mei Wu family supporting it, he and the Jiang family were powerless to stop it. "Something is strange," the leader of the Mei Wu family expressed some doubt. The other 4 leaders looked at him. I tried to purchase the latest information on Lord Luo He from the Flame Wind Pavilion. His information actually costs a full 5,000 cosmic sands, the leader of the Meiwu family said somberly, looking at his four companions. Just one piece of information, selling for so expensive. When he made a move on Qianyu Chong and Meiwu Qi, I bought his information. It only cost 100 cosmic sands at that time, the white-haired figure exclaimed in surprise. Not even a night has passed, and the price of his information has skyrocketed this much. My entire information also only costs 500 cosmic sands, Commander Moly Xiao said incredulously. Shui Yun's entire information, likewise, is 500 cosmic sands. But this Lord Luo He, it costs 5,000 cosmic sands. They were well aware that the Flame Wind Pavilion's pricing system was systematic, a complete structure established by the Flame Wind ancient country, never arbitrary. Try buying it to see what's the situation, the Lord of Huyang City instructed. 5,000 cosmic sands, they did not care about the cost. What they cared about was just one piece of information selling for so high, making the leaders of the 5 great families a bit nervous. All right, the leader of the Meiwu family immediately purchased the information. Unable to believe what he saw, the leader of the Meiwu family said, the information from the Flame Wind Pavilion states that a very powerful eternal true god Yin Kang, just tonight, died within Luo his cave mansion. The customer's transaction information with the Flame Wind Pavilion would not be sold by the pavilion. But through the karmic messenger order, determining Yin Kang's death was a capability of the Flame Wind Pavilion itself. Any customer holding a karmic messenger order, upon death, the Flame Wind Pavilion could instantly confirm it and even pinpoint the location. Even without a karmic messenger order, unable to pinpoint the location, as long as there had been an interaction, a karmic connection would arise. The Flame Wind Pavilion could also judge whether the karma existed or not. If it existed, it meant they were alive. If it disappeared, it signified death. Yin Kang, he died inside Lord Luo his cave mansion. Everyone present turned pale. Yin Kang's strength is beyond doubt. He possessed not just one mechanical flow secret treasure, but also deduced several primal chaos realm moves on his own. And his ability to escape is even more formidable, Commander Moly Xiao said. He once killed a child of the primal chaos overlord in the Shi Kingdom, which enraged the primal chaos overlord greatly. Elite troops were sent to pursue and assassinate him. It is said he survived several assassination attempts, and ultimately managed to flee into our Yu Kingdom. After all, since there was conflict between the Yu Kingdom and the Shi Kingdom, the elite troops of the primal chaos overlord were reluctant to brazenly continue the assassination within the Yu Kingdom. The primal chaos overlord had over 300 children and was already of the mind to toughen, screen, and eliminate them. The death of one didn't warrant a strong pursuit, which was also a reason Yin Kang managed to escape. If it had been one of those primal chaos overlords with only a few children, killing their child would likely have led to personal pursuit, even enlisting friends' help. That would truly leave nowhere to run. Even so, the fact that Yin Kang survived made his reputation soar. He could survive under the pursuit of the elite troops sent by the primal chaos overlord, yet he died inside Lord Luo his cave mansion. The leaders of the 5 great families felt a chill in their hearts. Luo Feng leisurely sat in a pavilion at the peak of the mountain, drinking. Life wasn't just about cultivation. After the great battle, all Luo Feng wanted was to relax and reflect on himself. Luo Feng looked towards the entrance of the cave mansion with curiosity. Moly Mang left not long ago, why has he returned? It was still Moly Mang's flying boat. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The novelfire.net website, on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. 3 figures flew down. Moly Mang was accompanied by an older man with a similar appearance, but thinner, and a 3-eyed man with a tail of purple gold scales. Commander Moly Xiao and the city lord are here. Luo Feng was surprised. The commander and the city lord were the 2 highest officials in Huyang City. Qingyang, go and open the door, Luo Feng instructed from afar. Yes. Moyu Qingyang immediately went to open the main door, and upon seeing the 3 figures outside, he couldn't help but be startled. Commander Moly Xiao and the Lord of Huyang City. As the only current doorkeeper in the cave mansion, Moly Mang had already received information from his master, and was familiar with all the eternal true gods in Huyang City. With such visitors, he at least could recognize them. "The master asks you to come in," said Moly Mang, suppressing his nervousness. He, a mere true god, when had he ever interacted with a commander and a city lord? "They don't come out to greet us in person, but only send a servant to open the door. It seems there is still some dissatisfaction," the lord of Huyang City communicated to his companions telepathically. "If I had his strength, I would be even more dissatisfied," Commander Moly Xiao sent back through telepathy. The city lord and the commander flew together towards the pavilion on the high mountain, with Moly Mang following behind. Inside the pavilion, Luo Feng sat there, drinking, with several wine jars by his side, clearly having consumed quite a bit. "For both the city lord and the commander to come together, you truly honor me," Luo Feng said with a smile that was not quite a smile as he looked at them. "Please, have a seat." From beginning to end, Luo Feng remained seated. Thinking of how they condoned Mei Wuqi's massacre of millions of citizens, Luo Feng didn't feel like standing up. "Lord Luo He," lamented the lord of Huyang City, "the matter with Mei Wuqi is indeed our fault. As the city lord, while I have a say within the family, I still can't completely control those eternal true gods within my clan. Your intervention this time was a good thing. It can make them truly fear. The 5 great families should indeed thank Lord Luo He," said Commander Moly Xiao. "We'll still say within the 5 great families that the Lord did well by acting. If such things are found in the future, you can continue to kill. We believe this will better deter the eternal true gods of the 5 great families." Luo Feng was surprised. The 5 great families had conceded. "This is our 5 great families' way of making amends." The lord of Huyang City proactively stepped forward with a jade vial. "It contains some items to aid in cultivation. We hope it can resolve the enmity between the lord and our 5 great families." Luo Feng, with a sweep of his divine power, was somewhat astonished. Within the jade vial was a pond-like pale white liquid, the so-called blood of Yi beast from within the Yu kingdom, well known for its reputation. Consuming it was like merging with the primal chaos, extremely beneficial for deciphering the law of primal chaos. Just this one vial, Luo Feng estimated, was worth about 1 million cosmic sand. "Lord Luo He, we mean what we say. If the eternal true gods of the 5 great families in Huyang City commit such acts again, please feel free to punish them according to the laws of the Yu kingdom. We will only support the Lord," Commander Moly Xiao stated. "You both have me somewhat confused," Luo Feng said. "Before now, more than one person told me that the 5 great families would not let things go." Moly Mang beside him felt somewhat embarrassed. He was the one who had said that, very familiar with the 5 great families, that they would not let things go. "Ultimately, this world respects power," said Commander Moly Xiao. "Now, complete information on Lord Luo He costs as much as 5,000 cosmic sand at the Wind Pavilion. We of the 5 great families naturally have to respect your strength." The moment they knew of his strength, the leaders of the 5 great families understood one thing. Within Huyang City, the city owner's mansion and the Shi Kingdom's forces represented 2 extremes. They clashed fiercely. Previously, there was one faction within Huyang City that was very transcendent. Neither the city owner's mansion nor the Shi Kingdom's forces dared to disturb it. That was the Wind Pavilion. Now in Huyang City, standing apart from these 2 extremes, in addition to the Wind Pavilion, was another, Lord Luo He. This video will end here.